Terra's story, Chapter 16. Terra didn't get home until 2 a.m., and by then her brain was mush. Even so, she had too much adrenaline in her system to sleep immediately. Her dreams were a jumble of floods and drowning, roaming gangs, and lightning strikes across a dark city. She woke with a jerk to stumble into the kitchen to make coffee. When she turned the tap for water, it sputtered but spit out some yellowish liquid. Damn! Now where did I put that Sawyer filter? She found it in the broom closet with the camping gear and stumbled back into the kitchen to filter the water for coffee. That done, she pressed the switch to brew. Nothing happened. Damn, she repeated out loud. Damn, damn, damn. Then, following the thought that hit her, Terra ran into the bathroom, plugged the bathtub securely, and turned on both hot and cold full force. Water began to flow, though with the same intermittent sputter and spit as the kitchen tap. She turned off the cold, and the water from the hot water heater came out clear and steady. Well, there's 2 gallons anyhow. She tried to think. If the water pressure goes because the pumps aren't working, then she remembered the spigot on the bottom of the water heater tank. She could get water that way. She turned off the hot and opened the cold spigot again. Slowly, the intermittent flow began to fill the tub. Resigned, she left it running and returned to the kitchen, where she filled her biggest pots and bowls, then returned to the bathroom for a cloth and a quick wash. She glanced over at the clock on the wall. Thank goodness for batteries, 7 o'clock. She fumbled in the dark fridge until she found the carton of almond milk, and after a quick breakfast of granola, grabbed some apples and bananas and headed for the garage. Mitzi, her faithful Mitsubishi, started right up and she maneuvered into the street. The clouds were still low and heavy-looking, but not raining at the moment. Thankful she'd filled the tank on the weekend, Terra noticed cars sitting dark beside the gas pumps at the station on the corner. She glimpsed the closed sign on the glass door as she drove past. Nobody in sight except Bill, his elbows on the counter and his head in his hands. No power, no gas, no cash registers. The first thing she noticed when she entered the station, beyond the unusual quiet, was the smell of coffee. Thank goodness police are considered essential services. She filled a mug and was headed to her office when she heard Joni call her name. This way. Cap's giving an update in the squad room. Joni took Terra's big bag and led her down the hall. Terra tried to focus. She really did. But maybe because she was so tired, she clearly felt the part of her that was somewhere else. When Simeona's voice penetrated her consciousness, the rest of her awareness went there, too. I am just checking in with you, girl. Did you have a lovely swim t'other night in your lake? Never mind. Tell me later. I know you're in the midst of some kind of crisis, right? Simeona waited. I'm in a meeting about that right now, Mamo. And yes, I found some interesting things in my lake. I'd ask how you know, but I guess you've been reading the energies. Or would you call it psychic spying? Terra teased. You call it whatever you want, Han, but just know that I'm keeping an eye on you, 'cause I love you. This is a short visit with a message, Simeona popped back, so I won't take up much of your mind space. A message? And what might that be? Terra wondered. Now that you're getting the hang of shifting into your Mo self, remember that you can do the same thing with any critter whose help you need, Simeona declared. Okay. Terra couldn't quite wrap her mind around the idea, which she'd never thought about before. +%. It sure seemed foreign right now, this idea of being another creature, while she was sitting in the squad room with Cap talking up front. She knew he was talking, but his voice had retreated into far distance. No words penetrated into the conversation in her head. Just hold the thought, Terra. It's working on you already, and it will work for you if you let it. Bye now. And Terra's consciousness recollected itself, leaving her disoriented. She shook her head, hoping to clear it. Then Cap's words penetrated. Okay, now everybody, let's get on this. Kano, a word, please. Joan, you and Grim, too. My office. Now. On her way to Cap's office, Terra swung by the coffee pot again, refilled her mug of the brew, and took several cautious slurps on her way. Somehow, even before the additional caffeine had hit her system, she felt more alert. It was a good thing. The others had arrived before her and were clustered around the coffee table in front of the worn brown leather couch where Cap slept when he couldn't leave. They looked up as she entered. Well, Kano, Awake yet? Cap smirked at her. Terra noted that he looked as tired as she felt. A few more mugs of coffee and I will be, she volleyed back. Cap, the bags under your eyes have bags. Did you sleep at all? Enough, he returned, ignoring Terra's huff and Joni's snort of disbelief. See what I deal with, Grimm? Brian Grimm was new in the department, but not new to police work. He grinned, and Terra noted that even through his glasses, his eyes sparkled an unusual gold. He took them off and rubbed the top of his nose. Comes with the territory, don't it, Cap? Though you have my sympathies, for sure. He muttered the words in a deep, gravelly voice that was startling, coming from a man of such slight, albeit sturdy build. Terra glanced at Joni, who was observing the man with keen interest. Joni herself looked pretty good, only smudges beneath her eyes testifying to a short night. Shorter even than Terra's since she was at the station earlier. Joni spoke up. Cap, I've got calls into the personnel departments for the water plant and the power plant to get their employee records. Brian, how are you doing with the web providers? And Mugbook? Any responses yet? Grimm shook his head. No, but I think I know something about a couple of the people on that list. He repositioned his glasses. Last year we were tracking some hackers for cybercrimes. They were exceptional, penetrated through all the layers of security to the central bank, skimmed just a little off every transaction every night, which turned out to be millions in a short time. So subtle that no one noticed for months. We got a couple of them, who were working out of a hotel suite in Chinatown that inside looked like a Star Wars command center. Hong Nu was a Taiwanese rebel, and Chong Chi, the daughter of a murdered Chinese dissident. They were a couple, and they were virulent against all governments everywhere. The money they skimmed went into a Taiwanese bank account owned by an underground group called the Black Swans. Grimm had taken his glasses off again and was pinching the top of his nose as though to squeeze information out of his brain. If I remember correctly, they're both still in holding pending further investigations. I'll call to see if we can talk to them ASAP. They might drop something that could lead us to whoever's behind this. Do that, Brian, Cap demanded. And Terra, you're good at questioning. Go with him. Joni, get on the other stuff. And Troops. He paused until the other three turned to look at him. I know you're tired, so thanks for staying on top of this. Don't run too ragged. I can't afford to lose any of you. Make it quick and meet back here at... He consulted his watch. At 3 p.m., dismissed.